It's been a tough year for making a profit on the farm. There are very few commodities that aren't lower in price this year over last. Joining us now for this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, is 2016 looking any better when it comes to price?
Well, it's, not much of a stretch to say it will be just because prices were just so low this year. And it's just hard to get much worse. However, there is a lot of downside to the market right now. 2015 has seen another year of lower prices compared to last year, but especially compared to the highs we had in 2012 through 2013. Things go up and down, of course, but that downside has a lot of weight to it right now in the form of a larger than expected crop in the U.S. That has persisted through the December USDA crop report so far. The report was well within what was expected, but overall bigger than November's numbers. For corn, the carryout number was a continuation of what we've seen all season long. The crop was not only bigger than November's report, but above the average trade expectations. Still, like beans and wheat, it was within the range of trade thought, which topped out at 1.8 billion bushels. For soybeans, traders were expecting a bit of a drawdown given Chinese demand, but it was pegged exactly what it was from November. It's a balance between those good export numbers right now and more of those late season beans coming in than expected. Wheat was also the same from November, although that's lower than traders expected and right at the bottom of the range of expectations. That's potentially good news for wheat, which had a tough season at harvest and has had a rough planting weather so far for this winter wheat crop. The bottom line is a lot of whether or not 2016 will be a better year is what happens with South America. They've had pretty good weather and things are shaping up to be bountiful there, although we've got a long way to go before that crop is done. In the same latest USDA report, we pretty much saw the same stable amount of carryout grain on the world supply, which is the real difference between now and a couple of years ago. Back then, we had a much smaller supply, so prices were higher. While we could get back to those levels, it would pretty much take a weather disaster in South America to put a dent in that supply, especially after this U.S. crop. And Kristen, one of the most interesting stories we've seen thus far in the last couple of weeks or so is Argentina's getting ready to revaluate their currency. And what that's going to mean is they're going to be able to jump cheaper export of soybeans especially. We saw a 25-cent dive in the markets when they announced that. So we'll see if that comes to pass.
Well, I hope that things get better next year because you're going to be out of a job. I'll give you, this is the last bad news, bottom line.
Last bad news.
You can bring us 2016, better be all good news.
Okay, well, I tell you what, give me some of the stuff from your garden and in exchange, and I'll have better news. How about that?
Okay, well, we'll try.
All right.
Neil Melancon, thanks.